Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and for this one I wanted to try out a different color scheme. So far I've been kind of using the same papers and colors from this collection. I wanted to branch out and kind of mix two papers from this collection I haven't mixed before. So I decided to go for this pretty mint color and the maroon. I've used a little bit of the maroon on the other pages, but I haven't really paired it with this mint color. I thought that would be a really pretty color combo. I am doing a design that Christina showed us on quick and easy impactful layouts on her Redefine Creative Facebook page. I'll link her below. She's been doing a ton of these process videos, like at least one a day, where she shows you a really easy way to compose a page that has a really cool impact. And for this one, she had this really cool corner design, and I really wanted to mimic that on this one. And I wanted to go bold and use this foiled text print as the main background for my layers to sit on and use the maroon as that bold corner. I really thought that would be fun and kind of eye-grabbing. So that's what I'm starting with, and then I'm just pulling out all of the scraps and cut aparts that I have that are within this color scheme that have this mint green and the maroon. I really lean heavily on the cut aparts, which is nice. I didn't have to cut into too much more paper. I have a lot of cut aparts that was left over from the last time I used this collection and a brand new sheet that I have to use for this month. So I was happy to get a good bit of them used up. I have like 4 different pieces of the same sentiment because I have the version that's in the 6x8 paper pad and then the full 12x12 version. So I'm going to just cover up the sentiment on a couple of these and just use it for the outer layer portion like I am for this photo mat. And then I will use the actual sentiment on other pages. But I really liked the simplicity of this cut apart just being a mat. So that's what I did on that one. I'm just matting my photo with it. And then I had this other cut apart piece that says enjoy the moment that's in that same maroon. So I really wanted to pull that in as a layer just to pull that solid maroon from this corner into my inner layers. And I thought that looked really sweet. I don't want it to look too boxy, so I did use my corner rounder on that little piece just for a little bit of I don't know, unexpected interest. And then purely because it went with the color scheme, I'm pulling in this ephemera bit of a fiddle leaf fig tree, and I thought that was really sweet too. It doesn't really go with the theme of this layout, but it's in the color scheme. And I also have quite a few of these fiddle leaf fig embellishments between the cut aparts and the die cut pack, so I wanted to make sure I got at least one of them used up this month, so I was very happy to get that one on here. But because the fiddle leaf fig has all of these curves and it's kind of a more organic shape, that's another reason I liked the idea of having the scallop border punch down here on this maroon piece and then the corner rounder up on that other maroon piece above the photo. So I'm just trying to balance everything. Really just tossing together layers from the scraps I have in these cut apart bits that are in the color scheme, and that's all I'm working with. I really like the scrap of this maroon that I cut the border in. I think that night pulls down, that color as well. It has that other little enjoy the moment piece. So I'm just doing that, and then I added another layer here with the same cut apart. I matted the photo in, but this is just the smaller version, I think. But I decided to cut that into a tag and again have the sentiment hidden and just have the design portion be sticking out. But I'm just creating kind of a jumbo tag out of that floral design that'll be poking up there. And I think that also helps kind of break up the boxiness by having a tag up there instead of just another square piece. So I'm going to glue a hole reinforcer on there. I'm going to put some gold and white twine through that hole, and that'll be a nice little bit up there. And then I think I need to do some embellishment. I definitely want to put this fiddle leaf fig on some dimensions, so I'm going to layer some paper up behind it to kind of give it a little bit of lift. And then I'll end up going through my ephemera bits to try and get some more embellishment on here. But for the most part, this page is very cut apart dominated, which is fun because I had a lot of that left over last time I used this collection. So it's fun to get so much of it used up just on one page here. But I'm just trying to stagger all of these layers so the corners hit at different angles, and you kind of get that layery look by having all the different corners showing. And I'm liking how that's looking, so I'm just going to go ahead and secure everything. There we go. I decided I want a bit of that same floral on the bottom as well, so I'm just going to tuck this tiniest little portion of it that you can see around the corner, but I like having that color and pattern replicated down there too, and it just added another little layering detail. This is where I'm going to layer up some paper behind the fiddle leaf fig tree just to give it some dimension. I have a baby little fiddle leaf fig tree in my house, and I can't wait until it's big. It's going to take like forever for it to grow. But I do love it. So it's fun now that I'm more into plants, being able to use plant embellishment that actually know what the plant is. So I just thought I'd mention that, but I'm just going to do a couple layers on here. I think I go off screen and just finish it off screen so you don't have to watch me do this a million times, but ta-da, it's done. And then I decided just to pull in a couple cut aparts that have that same kind of floral detail, just to beef it out a little bit. I thought this fiddle leaf fig tree looks kind of lonely, so I put this little ephemera tab label thing next to it. I think that adds a nice little layered detail. And then I have a couple of these butterflies from the specialty paper that I had already fussy cut from the last time I used this collection, just didn't use up. So I'll end up pulling them on here too, just because they're that same kind of minty color. But first I wanted to beef up this little horizontal strip of the scallop maroon border. So I'm just taking this copper polka dot strip and cutting it into a banner just so I have another horizontal piece to kind of anchor everything. And then I really like how the layers are looking, so I'm going to go ahead and gut the big chunk of this mint paper that's covered so I can kind of glue everything down. But I love the mint color in this collection, so I definitely wanted to save what I could from behind all of these layers. So I will cut in a minute and just flash forward to where this is covered. There we go. But now that the hole is patched, I am going to glue everything down. And I think the layers are pretty much done at this point, so I just need to kind of finish embellishing, and then I definitely want to do some journaling. This photo is from my album Going Backwards. At this point in time, I'm working with Cavalia Edicio, and this is one of the things I wanted to record from my time working there. I thought it was super cool that they had their own farrier. So they had their own farrier that was with them 24/7 and worked on the horses as needed and traveled with them, so I thought that was super cool. This photo here is one of the Arabians that's in the show. His name is Lover, which is hysterical because he's like the crankiest horse out of all of them. I feel like that's always how it is. The horse named Lightning is always the slowest horse, and the horse named Lover is always the crankiest. But he looks pretty happy in this photo, actually getting his feet done. But I wanted to record that as part of my experience working with them. There are those two butterflies I decided just to toss in here just because they're in the color scheme. And then I wanted to use some of the enamel dots that came in this collection. So I'm just doing 3 separate clusters of maroon. And I like how that kind of lays out my visual triangle. So there is that. I actually do a title. I don't know if I do it next or not. But I have that little white foam alpha sheet I think would be perfect for my title. I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling. It's just going to go around the edge of this mint pattern paper, which I think is super cool. It's another thing I kind of picked up from Christina's layout. She had text going around this corner, so I kind of replicated that with my journaling. It just says, I was surprised to find out that Cavalia has their own farrier that travels with them 24/7. I would expect nothing less for these spoiled horses. Here, Lover is getting his hooves worked on to make sure he is show ready. And that's all that the journaling says. And then I will need to go in and do my title. So I'm back with these little American Crafts white foam alphabets. And all I'm going to do is just title this farrier. I only had a little bit of space down there where I wanted the title, and that's really all I need. Farrier is the guy who works on horses' hooves and shoes them and all of that. So I thought that was an appropriate title, and it fit down there perfectly. I didn't have an A though, so I did have to flip a V upside down to be my A, but I think you can read it and understand that fine. But this is it. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is another fun one. I've been getting a lot of inspiration from Christina's impactful layout things she's been showing us every day. So this was one of them that I did based off of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.